this is the Illustrator tutorial for pen tool, shapes, fills, and strokes. Use the assignment of the same name to understand the purpose and the objectives of this lesson. This is just merely the instructions. First thing we're going to do is open up a new artboard. You go up here to Control N or New, File New, and our parameters are for letter size, artboard, and it's all set up right there for you. The first thing we're going to do is use the pen tool, and you've used the pen tool before, and I know it's a difficult tool to use. Now sometimes it gets a little finicky with me, and I want to choose the 5-point. You may choose 5-point stroke. You may choose a different kind of stroke with a different width profile. We'll see if this one sticks. And you want to make sure that your fill is nothing. You don't want any color in there. Right now it is white, so we're going to click on the box to bring it forward, and we're going to click on the slash that says none. So then we're on 5-point stroke, and we'll see how this works. Oh, it went kablooey again. So 5-point, I'm going to go with that, and we'll see how this works now. I'm just going to make an interesting organic shape and keeping it pretty simple. Okay. Once you've closed the shape, then I want you to go back in and fill it with color. The reason I wanted you to do that later was just to practice being able to do the new swatches, and to so it wouldn't confuse you while you were making your shape. I'm going to make a new color swatch. So I'm going to go up here and pick, oh, that's a nice color. Now to keep my swatch, this is a new color that we don't have down here. I want to use this later. So I'm going to take this fill and I'm going to just drag it down to the swatches bar, and that's my new color. Okay, we're up to step 4. What I want you to do with step 4 is go over to your new shape tools, and you can see that the rectangle is usually positioned here in the toolbar. You'll also notice that the rectangle is a shortcut of M, and that's completely fine to use. We're going to make a rectangle, and we're going to fill it with a new color, and I'm going to go with, that looks good to me. And I'm going to have no stroke. So I have a fill and a black stroke that's only 1 point. Right now you can see a 1 point up here, but I don't want a stroke. So I'm going to pull that forward, and I'm going to click none in the swatches, and that will eliminate that stroke. So in instruction number 4, it says move this behind your first shape. The way I can do that is first to go to Object, Arrange, and then I can send backwards. I can send all the way to the back if I have multiple images, but I'm just going to send backward like that. Another way I can do it is right click on it, go to Arrange, and use the same commands that way. There's also a shortcut, and you may use that as well. The next thing I'm going to make is a circle. Now you have to establish some parameters to create a circle, because your choice in the toolbar is an ellipse. The shortcut for the ellipse is an L. So I'm choosing an ellipse, but that's an oval, and to make sure that it stays as a circle, I'm going to hold down the Shift, and that will give me a perfect circle. Okay, I'm going to use the black arrow just to move this out of the way. The black arrow is the selection tool. Okay, we're going to define this shape with a stroke, and we want the stroke to be a 10-point stroke. Right now it's black, but I want you to change the color of that 10-point stroke, and let's say I'm going to use that apple green color. But in the instructions it also says no fill, so I'm going to pull the fill swatch forward and fill it with none. So therefore I have just an empty hoop. We are going to make a second one of just exactly the same thing. And what we're going to do is, now that we're selected, if you've selected off, just use your arrow and select on this particular shape again. We're going to use Control C to copy, and we're going to use Control V to paste. Now we're we're going to change the scale of this circle. We want the circle to be exactly half the size of the first one. To do that, you're going up to Object again, and you're going to transform. From there, you can see there's a lot of options in here, and you may use these all as you practice with Illustrator further. But to change the scale exactly, we're going to change it 50%. If I changed it in a non-uniform way and changed it 50% one way and 100% the other, it will once again turn into an ellipse. So we're going to keep it in a uniform scale, changing it 50%. So it is now 50% of the size. We're now going to go and create a star. Okay, the star is also in the shape toolbar. And we're going to create a star with at least 15 points. So watch before you work. We're going to just create a star. You can see the star point right here. Okay, here's a star. Here's a star right here. And we're going to change that star, the points of that star, by using the arrow key. So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I like the 20. Now we can change the depth of those points by hitting the Alt key or the Control key to make them pointier. Okay, so we have kind of like a badge right now. I'm going to move this down so you can see it a little bit more clearly. Right now it has a 10-point stroke on it. We're going to fill this with any color you choose, and your stroke point is optional. First thing I'm going to do is move it down to maybe a 2-point stroke, and then I'm going to fill it with a pinkish, purplish color. I'm just going to very quickly change the size, hold shift to keep the parameters and keep the proportion correct. Once you've made that star, you're now going to be making a triangle. Now the thing to make you're going to use the same tool, the same shape that you created this very multi-pointed star. You're going to use the same one to make a triangle. It is simply a star with fewer points, namely 3 points. Now sometimes it gets a little moody with using your Alt key, and so we're going to move this into the middle of the badge. It's kind of a badge shaped star. This one we're going to fill with a color that we saved earlier. So that aqua color that we used, we're going to fill it right in there so that you have that consistency of color. Just wanted you to know how to save and to use colors. In the background of this document, we're going to create 3 rectangles. Now this is where we want to learn how to use the toolbars, the ruler bars. So the first thing we're going to do is hit Control R. Control R will put the rulers of the document right up in front of you. Another way to do that is to use View, and then you can see all of the different guides and rulers in here. So you can see the shortcut is Control R. Okay, so we're going to go to a rectangle tool again, shortcut M, and we're going to start using our toolbars to create, at the 2-inch mark, we're going to be creating a 2-inch by 3-inch rectangle. And this is where the little gray box with the scale in it is going to be helpful. So first I'm going to go to the 2, and then I'm going to go down to 2, and I'm at 2.3, and I'll scale it down in just a minute. Try to get it as close to perfect as we possibly can. 3 inches. Looks pretty good. Okay. I'm going to fill it with another color, and I'm going to remove the stroke. The next task is to make one that is 3 by 4. We're going to do the same thing just for practice. We're going to use a new tool, a new one, and we're going to start at the same point just to make our lives a little easier. And we're going to go out to the 3-inch, make it 3 inches by 4 inches. Put a new color in it. Let's make that one orange. I'm going to flip those around and we're going to get rid of the pink. Okay, I'm going to grab this one and move it around. Okay, the last one we're going to do is a 4 by 5, and we will make the rectangle tool again. We're going to use this dimension, 4 inches, and we're going to add a 1/5 inch right there, and I'm going to change that color, switch it around, get rid of the stroke. Okay, now these are all going to go behind, and use that same tool for arranging. I just kind of stacked them up, and now I'm going to arrange them. And then I'm going to click on this one and arrange send to back. I'll click that one again, send to back again, so you can see that pop up there. I'm going to start rearranging some of these things so they look a little bit more interesting. And then we're going to put, and you can't see the toolbar on the side, we're going to put this tool at that point. So all of those are going to get stacked up with each other. Okay, setting those up there. You may feel free to rearrange them unless there are specific instructions on how to do it. This assignment is merely practice just so that you get comfortable using the tools, and will be evaluated basically on how you followed your instructions. Good job!